In a world that's being totally transformed by AI, there's one skill that's quietly becoming a new superpower: AI automation. Mastering this isn't just about surviving the AI revolution, it's about leading it. So let's unpack what is very quickly becoming the billion-dollar skill of the next decade.
All right, so let's just start with the elephant in the room. When you hear AI, what's your first reaction? Is it excitement about the future, or is it that nagging little worry about your job? Hey, if it's the latter, you are definitely not alone, and it's a real concern we need to tackle head-on.
You've probably seen this quote floating around, and for good reason. It just perfectly frames what's happening right now. See, this isn't a story of humans versus machines. It's really about a fundamental shift in our tools, and it's creating a new divide between those who use AI and those who don't. And the data? Well, it's pretty stark. Major reports from places like McKinsey and the World Economic Forum are predicting that nearly half of all current work activities could be automated. That's that first bar. And even more telling, look at that second bar. About 41% of companies are already planning to reduce staff specifically because of AI. This is a disruptive force we just can't ignore.
But here's the thing about disruption, right? It always carves out a new opportunity. If you look closer at those same reports, you'll see this massive surge demand from employers. They are desperately searching for people with one very specific skill: AI-powered workflow automation. The disruption isn't just getting rid of jobs, it's creating a vacuum that's pulling in anyone with this new skill set. So to grab this opportunity, we have to be super clear about what we even mean by automation. Because this isn't just some minor software update. What we're seeing right now is a fundamentally different beast than the automation of the past.
For years, automation was just, it was a rigid checklist. Think if this, then that. If an email arrives, save the attachment. It was great for those mindless repetitive tasks, but it couldn't think. AI automation, which you see on the right, brings a brain to the process. It can handle tasks that need genuine judgment, analysis, and some pretty complex decision-making.
The real game changer was when generative AI, like ChatGPT, came on the scene. Adding that layer of intelligence to the old automation platforms, well, it was like strapping a V12 engine onto a bicycle. All of a sudden, this simple tool had the power to do incredibly complex things that used to need a human brain.
So let's just define it clearly. AI automation is a system that uses AI to handle jobs that require real intelligence. We're talking problem solving, creativity, dynamic decision-making. When you master this, you're not just automating a checklist, you are literally building a digital worker, an intelligent agent that can think for itself, adapt, and get complex tasks done all on its own.
Okay, so how do these digital workers actually work? The best way to picture it is as a digital assembly line. Every single automation, no matter how complicated it seems, is built from just a few core parts working together in a specific order.
This assembly line has three main stations. It all starts with the trigger. That's an event that kicks everything off, like a new customer filling out a form. Next, that info goes to the intelligence layer. This is the AI's brain. It asks questions like, okay, is this a high-value lead from a big company, or is it a student just browsing? And then decides the best way to move forward. And finally, that decision leads to an action. The system actually does the work.
Okay, theory's great, but let's look at a real-world example to see just how powerful this digital assembly line can be. We're going to look at completely transforming a company's sales process for getting new leads.
So before AI, this process is just a massive time sink for any sales team. A person, a sales rep, has to manually check for new leads, research every single company, make countless phone calls, and then build custom proposals from the ground up. It's just hours and hours of repetitive, manual work for every potential customer.
Okay, now watch this. Watch how AI automation completely flips that chaotic process on its head. The moment a lead comes in, the system instantly qualifies them, researches their company online, and even places a personalized call using an AI voice. It then summarizes that conversation, automatically generates a custom proposal, and sends it out. A process that took a human hours now happens in minutes, 24/7, without anyone lifting a finger.
This one example shows exactly why AI automation isn't just about personal productivity. It's about unlocking one of the single biggest business opportunities on the table today. This is where we get to the whole billion-dollar part of the equation. Just think about this number for a second. In the US alone, there are over 1.7 million small to medium-sized businesses. And these aren't tiny startups. We're talking about established companies making between $500,000 and $10 million a year. They're the backbone of the economy. And they are all painfully aware that they need to adopt AI to survive. But they all share one giant problem. They don't have the time or the in-house experts to build these systems themselves.
This means they are, and I mean this quite literally, starving for people who can help them plan and implement AI automation. They have the problem, and you can have the solution.
So just how big is this opportunity? The scale is just staggering. Based on current market data, for every one person or agency out there offering AI automation services, there are over 1,100 businesses that need their help. It's not just an underserved market, it's practically an empty one, with huge demand for the exact skills we've been talking about.
So, learning this skill, it's like getting the ultimate cheat code for modern business. You get the ability to build these powerful digital workers that can save time, generate revenue, and solve real, tangible problems. The only question left is, once you have that power, what are you going to build